How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be talking about one of the greatest stories in existence, Reverend Insanity, specifically the Reverend Insanity power system. Real quick, if you do want to know a little bit more about Reverend Insanity in general and whether you should read it or not, click my video that should be popping up in the top corner here and watch it after this video, or go watch it and come back to this video. Now, the Reverend Insanity power system is actually really good. It takes a more unique approach to things as opposed to your average cultivation story. But what is an average cultivation power system? So I guess we should probably go over that just really quick here. In cultivation stories, you have a Dantian and your ki or your mana or your chi. At the end of the day, in a cultivation story, those things are all the same thing, ki, mana, chi, but we're going to refer to it as ki because that's like the general term that it gets referred to as a majority of the time. The ki is what floats in the air all around us. It can be found inside of things and all that stuff. And your Dantian is what holds the ki inside of you. And the general consensus is that it's in like a little ball right around your belly button area. Sometimes in other stories, they'll have one in their head, they'll have one in their chest, in their belly area. There's a lot of different stories, but the general one is that it's in like your belly button near there. And as you begin to refine ki and successfully hold on to this ki inside of your Dantian, you step into the path of cultivation, entering the initial realm that is generally referred to as the ki refining realm. But just because you are on the path of cultivation does not mean you are strong, like, at all. Like, you're stronger than like an average human, but to almost everybody else that does cultivate, you are quite the weakling. But to anybody else that does cultivate, you are quite the weakling. Cultivation is divided into both major and minor realms. And as you cultivate, you have to surpass each minor realm before you can make it to a major realm, and then surpass that and go into a new realm. For example, with the picture that I'm using, you have the ki refining realm, the foundation building realm, body cleansing, etc. Each one of those realms are major realms and can be subdivided into minor realms. And each realm refers to strengthening a different part of you. You can then increase your realm by following the instructions that puts you forward into the next realm. Like for ki refining realm, you refine your ki. To move on to the foundation building realm, you build your foundation. Or in some cases, you can increase your strength of your body and the strength of your soul to help you move through minor realms quicker. Or you can get lucky, like almost every cultivation MC ever, and have a fortuitous encounter that helps you jump realms or go through realms super smooth. And then from there, you can learn different techniques that correspond with your realm. God, that was a lot, but now you know a bit of the explanation of cultivation and power systems in manhwa. Now, Reverend Insanity takes the same approach, but adds a completely unique twist on things. Though we will go more in depth on things in this video, I will give you a really simple explanation that I found thanks to Reddit. There's only one power system, goo. Goo are a special kind of object that can be used by people called goo masters. Goo can be thought of as spells, where having a goo lets you cast specific spells by using Prime Veil Essence, aka mana or ki. Goo come in 9 ranks, 1 through 9, and the higher the rank, the stronger the effect they have. For instance, a rank 2 Fireball goo might be twice as big and as good as a rank 1 Fireball goo. Goo masters also come in 9 ranks, and the higher your rank, the higher the rank of goo you can use. So now that you know like a general outline of the power system in Reverend Insanity, let's go a bit more in depth into that. Before anything, you have got to know what goo are. I may make a separate video discussing what goo are like fully in depth, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to try and teach you as best as possible in like a paragraph of words. Goo are the essence of heaven and earth, and really the essence of the world itself. These goo come in all different forms, though they tend to be the size of an insect, though there are exceptions, and a lot of exceptions. Most generally, you'll find them in the size of an insect. These goo will then be refined by goo masters in order to make them stronger. Refining meaning that you can basically make them yours. Goo can help you fight, help you defend, help you fly, help you change the very structure of your bones, help you hear better, see better, cultivate better. And literally anything you can imagine, there is probably a goo for. Goo are divided into ranks 1 through 9 and get rarer the higher you go, to the point where rank 6 and up goo only have one goo in existence. For example, Feng Yuan, our MC, has the rank 6 Spring Autumn Cicada goo that allows him to go back in time. And nobody else has this ability to go back in time using this goo because he himself possesses this goo. But things are not so easy that you just get a goo, refine it, and become strong. You must feed these goo as well. And these guys eat a lot. If you do not feed your goo, it will die. Goo are basically living things that you put your imprint on, making them serve you until you either give it away, it dies, or you attempt to combine it with another goo to make an even better goo. And when activated, they feed on Prime Veil Essence. The stronger the goo, the more Prime Veil Essence is required to activate said goo. So that's why a rank 1 goo master can't fully utilize the abilities of a rank 4 goo. Which brings me to my next point. So cultivators in this world are referred to as goo masters because they're the masters of the goo. But before even being able to become a goo master, you run into the trouble of awakening your Daintian, or in this world, your aperture. In order to awaken your aperture, without having some fortuitous encounter, you must come in contact with the hope goo. So even if you really want to cultivate in this world, you will remain a mere mortal until you come into contact with the hope goo. The aperture has 3 specialized uses for its goo master, which are producing and storing Prime Veil Essence depending on the goo master's aptitude and rank, serving as the foundation of a goo master's cultivation and the basis to promote their cultivation with the help of Prime Veil Essence. And finally, serving as a place for a goo master to put and safely store their goo. Now, I said something there that you might have picked up on: aptitude. Just because you awaken your aperture does not mean you are going to be strong and an actual proper goo master. This world is truly, truly harsh, man. It's bad. Upon awakening your aperture, it will be filled with a certain amount of Prime Veil Essence, unless you are a 10 extreme physique, but that is a video for another time. The amount of Prime Veil Essence inside your aperture at the time of awakening will decide your aptitude. If you have 80% to 99% of your aperture filled with Prime Veil Essence upon awakening, you have A grade potential, meaning that you have the potential to one day hit rank 5 or above. And if you have 60 to 79%, that is B grade potential, with the possibility of one day reaching ranks 3 to 4. And if you have 40% to 59%, that is C grade potential, with the hopes of one day reaching ranks 2 to 3. And finally, if you have 20% to 39% Prime Veil Essence inside of your aperture upon awakening, you have D grade potential, the worst of the worst potential, where you can only one day possibly reach ranks 1 or 2. And Feng Yuan, our MC, had C grade potential, but he changed his through some very despicable means that pretty much can't really be reproduced. And just because you have high potential does not mean that it can't go down. Everything is fair in this world, and if you sustain a heavy injury or have impurities in your aperture, your grade has the potential of going down. Now, the ranks of goo masters are divided into 4 sub-ranks. You have initial, middle, upper, and peak. In order to break through these realms, you have to take the Prime Veil Essence in your aperture and basically crash it against your aperture walls until it falls apart and forms anew. But the problem with this is that if your grade is low, you have both lower essence inside of your aperture to crash into your walls on a day-to-day basis, leading you to fall behind the others that have greater aptitude. And when the glory day comes to destroy your walls and move up to the next rank, you will more than likely not have enough essence inside your aperture to fully destroy the walls. It is a pretty depressing thing for people that do not have high aptitude. But as you reach higher up in the ranks, the Prime Veil Essence inside your aperture will become more and more refined, which divides into this big color scheme of things. For example, the color of your rank 1 initial Prime Veil Essence is jade green. The color of rank 1 middle is pale green. Rank 1 upper is dark green. Rank 1 peak is black green. Then moving on to rank 2, which is red, then to white for rank 3, yellow for rank 4, and purple for rank 5. And this new Prime Veil essence, the more and more refined it is, it gives you the opportunity to use higher ranked goos. Because a rank 1 initial Jade Green Prime Veil essence cannot support a rank 4 goo. And this is such a unique power system because the use of goos means anybody can be dangerous. Like, just because you are a rank 4 goo master does not mean you don't have some like overpowered rank 5 goo trump card that can like fully turn things around. Because even if you are a rank 4 goo master, you can still activate a rank 5 goo. But the thing is, it will eat up a lot of your Prime Veil essence. So if you have 70% Prime Veil essence and you're fighting 4 other rank 4 goo masters, and you need to sustain a certain amount of Prime Veil essence in order to activate your other goos and your escape goos and stuff like that. But things are getting a little out of hand and you have this rank 5 goo to use that you've been holding on to as a trump card. But the problem with using it is that, say it'll eat up 50% of the Prime Veil essence in your aperture. Then you will go down from 60% to like, I don't remember what number I said, 10%. And then if you don't kill them with that goo, you probably will not have enough Prime Veil essence to then escape from them. So the use of a higher ranked goo is a really, really big gamble. And on top of this, did I mention that even wild beasts can use goo? Like, the goo just attached to the wild beast and the wild beast starts to use the goo. It's wild. This world is like extremely dangerous. Not to mention that in this world, once you reach rank 6, you are now a goo immortal. To sum it up quite briefly, you are incomparably stronger than other goo masters and can wipe out an army of goo masters like it's nothing. And your aperture basically turns into like a blessed land, but this is a video for another time. And finally, this world tries to play fair, but really, how fair can it be when death is lurking around every corner? But there are still some things put into the mix that try to balance things out a bit more. Basically, the world is divided into 5 different regions. You have the northern, southern, western, eastern, and central regions. And the unique thing about this power system is that if you travel to a new region that your goo are not native to and you have not been in for a while, you and your goo will be suppressed. Your rank will be shot down by 1. For you, it will go down 1 whole rank. So if you're a rank 4 peak stage in the southern land and you go to the northern land, it will go down from rank 4 peak stage to rank 3 peak stage. But as you're there over time, it will gradually go back up to rank 4 peak stage. But this is not the case for your goo. If you have a goo that is rank 5 from the southern land and you go to the northern land, your goo will have the efficiency and the effectiveness of a rank 4 goo. So it went from rank 5 in the southern down to rank 4 in the northern, but it's not like yourself. You can adjust to the land, but your goo cannot. Your goo will stay down a rank. And the kicker is that it will still eat up the exact same amount of Prime Veil essence as it would if it was a fully functioning rank 5 goo worm. But overall, I really do hope this video helped you understand a bit more about the world of goo and the power system that is within it. And I know I barely scratched the surface of goo immortals and goo in general, but those are 2 separate videos for another time. And if you do have any more questions about Reverend Insanity, or if I missed something, please let me know in the comments below, and let me know about any other things that you would like to see me talk about, and I'll do my best to try to. Well, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button, leave a like, maybe turn on post notifications, join the Discord, and check out all of my socials up here. I hope you all have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, sunrise, sunset, whatever time it is for you. I hope you have a great one because you deserve it. I love you all so much, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.